Good evening, I'm Taylor Thomas with a CTV News update. Crews were busy working to repair a major water main break in Bowie this morning. It caused a scary situation for some motorists. Take a look at your screen. This black car fell in a large sinkhole. According to WSSC Water, an 8-inch water main break happened here at the 8700 block of Maple Avenue. Officials say it will take several hours to complete the repairs.
Water has been shut down to allow for the repairs. It's about 15 houses along the break that are impacted that will not have water during the repairs. But we've notified them.
Residents can also sign up for WSSC Water's customer notification system. Just visit the website right there on your screen. National news, a mass shooting at an LGBTQ nightclub over the weekend rips through the heart of a Colorado Springs community. According to reports, the gunman, who has now been identified as Anderson Ulrich, walked into Club Q late Saturday night. Once inside, he allegedly pulled out a long rifle and began shooting. 5 people were killed and 25 were injured. Police say 2 people inside the club were able to stop the gunman. Ulrich is facing murder and hate crime-related charges. Racial, homophobic slurs and Nazi symbols line the walls of the College Park Metro Station parking garage. That's according to the Diamondback newspaper. A student from the University of Maryland discovered the graffiti Friday, and it was still up as of Sunday afternoon. The garage is located at Campus Drive, and it's about a mile away from the University of Maryland campus. In a statement, WMATA says, quote, hate has no place on the Metro or anywhere else, and Metro is working to remove the despicable graffiti as soon as possible. Ballot counting continues across Maryland. State election officials tell CTV News that they're expecting the work to be finished during the first week of December. Prior to the certification of votes, the statewide certification of result takes place on Tuesday, December the 13th. Results are delivered the following day. Petitions for recounts must be filed by the close of business on Friday, December 16th. Unofficial results are updated at elections.maryland.gov. All right, here are the latest COVID-19 numbers for the region. The Maryland Department of Health has confirmed 750 new cases. The positivity rate in Prince George's County is at 8.56%. 8 Marylanders have died of COVID over the past 24 hours, and 369 people are hospitalized. Montgomery County Police announced late Friday that the Gaithersburg condo explosion has been linked to a suicidal man. The medical examiner's office identified the body recovered from the rubble as 36-year-old Juan Pablo Keeson. His cause of death was smoke inhalation as well as thermal injuries and burns. Accelerants were also found at the scene. Keeson owned Unit 102 in Building 826 of the Potomac Oaks condo complex. Police are treating the incident as a criminal investigation. You're watching CTV News. I'm Taylor Thomas. Back in a moment. Good evening and welcome back. A Maryland woman is facing criminal charges in connection with a deadly wrong-way accident on Interstate 97 early Saturday morning. Investigators say 30-year-old Asia Bryant Palani of Bowie was traveling north on the interstate when she collided head-on with another vehicle, killing a passenger inside that car. The incident set off a chain reaction involving 3 other vehicles. Police have identified the person who died as 68-year-old Brian Mahan of Annapolis. Bryant Palani faces a slew of charges, including driving while impaired by alcohol. No one wants to hear the deadly words, "You have lung cancer." However, according to a new Maryland report, Maryland ranks 18th in the nation for new lung cancer cases. As we reported last week, the American Lung Association came out with its 5th annual State of Lung Cancer report. It indicates that people of color who are diagnosed with the disease face worse outcomes than white people. Officials say among minority races, the stigma of smoking has caused patients to not want to discuss quitting smoking with their doctors.
Yeah, so cancer screenings always come with the fear of becoming a new patient overnight. And I recognize that, I get that. This is where every doctor has to sit back with patients and discuss the benefits of cancer screening. It doesn't imply that it will give you cancer. It implies that we're hoping that if you should have it, we're catching it so early that you will never have to worry about cancer robbing your quality of life, if not your life overall. So what I do with every patient is I hear them out, I hear what their concerns are, and then I try to align the cancer screening benefits with who they are.
Officials also say that it's important that Marylanders understand their family history related to the disease and share that information with their doctor. District 5 Councilmember Jolie Ivy partnered with Shabbat Ministries for a turkey and grocery giveaway in Landover today. 300 turkeys were given away this morning to ensure families have the Thanksgiving dinner they deserve. According to Gwen Pope, she says Thanksgiving dinner is not just a tradition, but it's a necessity for needy families.
It's not just a tradition, it's a need. And that's what we're trying to do, to address the needs in the community. So we're blessed to be in position that we can do that for our community. Within the hour and a half, we were to service 300 people. It looks like we've overshot ourselves, so it looks like we've serviced at least 400 people.
The turkeys were all given away before the event ended, but about 100 other families were still given bags and boxes of food. Discover your inner foodie. That's the slogan for the Prince George's Community College Culinary Arts Center. The center caters to the everyday cook who wants to improve their skills to young people wanting to make it a career.
In the culinary arts, we are very much centered on lab-based learning. So we're here in our beautiful kitchen facilities, hands-on learning for about 4 hours a day. And again, topics vary based on the class, but they'll learn basic kitchen skills, knife skills, safety and sanitation, all the way up to we discuss things like art carving or ice carving and charcuterie, making sausages, doing pâtés, terrines, and of course, in our pastry program, we're also doing high-end plating techniques, and we also discuss topics like molecular gastronomy, frozen dessert production, lamination, and everything in between.
The state-of-the-art center features 5 kitchens and a banquet space for 50 to 100 people. The students, by the way, are set to take part in a gingerbread competition later this month, and we'll have more on that later next week. All right, more news and sports after the break. Stay with us.
Dear Santa, I hope you are having a good day in the North Pole. Is it cold all the time there? Is that why your cheeks are so rosy? My mom says I'm a good helper, but you didn't come last year. Was my chimney broken? I just really hope this year when I wake up, I'm gonna see that you came to my house too. Wow.
Donate and help the Marines deliver hope to a child in need.
It's time for another edition of Pet of the Week. Meet Baxter. He is a gray kitten that's about 8 weeks old. Animal management says he came into the shelter as a stray.
He was found with a pretty gnarly URI, so an upper respiratory infection. It's like a cold for cats, essentially. He's been on oral antibiotics and an antibiotic eye cream for his eyes. He's doing a lot better now. He's a kitten, so he's probably suited for all types of households. We've never seen him interact with cats or dogs, but I imagine he would not have an issue with that. He met some children yesterday and did fine.
For more information on Baxter or any of his four-legged friends, contact Animal Management at 301-780-7201. All right, congratulations are in order for the Bowie High School varsity boys soccer team. The Bulldogs won the 4A state championship game this past weekend. The Bulldogs went up against Severna Park High School and came out on top with a final score of 1-0. The win marks the Bulldogs' first soccer title since 2011. The Washington Commanders came away with a win yesterday against the Houston Texans. The final score 23-10. The team has won 4 out of their last 5 games and continues to fight for a spot in the playoffs. Head coach Ron Rivera spoke about their improvements over the last few weeks.
I think the defense has really come together, and that's a tribute to Jack and the defensive staff. It's a tribute to the young players that are developing and growing, and it's a tribute to the player leadership that they have. Jonathan, Duran, Montez, Bobby, Kendall, those guys have stepped up and have really been, the leaders that we've hoped that they could be for us, and it's been awesome. It really has. I think also we give credit to the offensive line and the running backs. I mean, those are groups of guys that are just, very steady doing their jobs.
The Commanders go up against the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. The University of Maryland football team season hasn't gone exactly as planned. The Terps took to the field again at Ohio State this past weekend and suffered a 43-30 loss. This loss puts the team at 6-5 on the season and 3-5 in the Big Ten Conference. Head coach Michael Locksley talked about his players taking accountability for their rocky season.
I can get up and tell them what I think all day long, but I wanted to hear what they thought. And what I found out is a group of guys that have taken accountability, because it's my job to lead this thing, and it's obviously starts with me, but for them to partner with me and say, you know what, Coach, this ain't on you guys, it's on us. It's our job to go out and play the way we're capable of playing. And I saw guys challenging each other. I saw guys having tough conversations. There wasn't any finger pointing, and I've been around here to see the finger pointing and, oh, it's this, it's that. But it was all about what can I do better. And to me, that's how we build on. That's what we'll build on.
The Terps go up against Rutgers at home Saturday afternoon. Keeping with the White House tradition, President Joe Biden pardoned 2 big birds today, saving them from the Thanksgiving dinner table this Thursday. The 2 lucky birds, Chocolate and Chip, will instead spend the rest of their lives in North Carolina. Biden says Chocolate weighs about 46 pounds and loves to sunbath, and Chip is 47 pounds and enjoys barbecue and basketball.
Well, the votes are in. They've been counted and verified. There's no ballot stuffing. There's no foul play. The only red wave this season is going to be a German Shepherd Commander knocks over the cranberry sauce on our table. But Chocolate Chip weighs 46 pounds, and I'm told he loves catching sun on the Outer Banks. And Chip weighs 47, and he loves barbecue and basketball, I'm told.
This year's marks the 75th anniversary of the presidential turkey pardon. Chocolate and Chip were raised on Circle S Ranch in Monroe, North Carolina. The Christmas season has officially arrived at the U.S. Capitol. As the Capitol Christmas tree arrives on the West Lawn, this year's tree, named Ruby, is a 78-foot tall red spruce that was harvested from Pugsy National Forest in North Carolina. Ruby and crew left North Carolina early this month and along the way celebrated the journey with members of the community.
Our Capitol Grounds and Arboretum team will spend the next several days decorating the tree with thousands of LED bulbs and handcrafted ornaments from North Carolina communities.
Ruby is a red spruce. It's a special tree only found at the highest elevations of the southern Appalachian forests.
Americans and everyone who comes to Washington, D.C. throughout December will have an opportunity to enjoy the Capitol Christmas tree, the People's Tree, a little piece of North Carolina right here in Washington, D.C.
The tree lighting ceremony will take place on the Capitol's West Lawn on November 29th and is free and open to the public. For more information, visit uscapitolchristmastree.com. That wraps up our CTV News Update. I'm Taylor Thomas. Good night.